Well, hi, folks. I don't have great lighting right now. I came downstairs because I saw on one news channel that the Republicans are trying to pass a bill where Donald Trump will gut Medicaid, and he's changing some laws where he has more rights than Congress or Senate. So he's basically working himself in as a dictator. Seriously. And Mike Johnson, guess what? Hell is waiting for you. You are scum. Absolutely scum. I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. Where is your integrity and your morals and values of human lives? You, you're an idiot. This is what happens when you cut Medicaid to people that need it. Seriously, doctors' offices would close, hospitals would close all across the country. Do you know how many people would die? We would have a health crisis with nobody would be going to the ER, nothing. I would move to Canada if I could because they have universal health care. But you just want to cut down all these special programs that American people use to live their lives. Where's the freedom in that? I want to say some terrible words. But you know what? How come you guys are not assholes? This is, look at sports players. You have your priorities all messed up in this country. Sports players make millions of dollars. Cut their salaries in half. Going to a game can cost between 100 and who knows how much. Look how much they charge for the Super Bowl. And you guys go after the little people, the middle class and the poor. You don't go after these sports players. Have you ever thought of that? They get paid too much. And then firefighters, police departments, teachers, they don't make even that much money. And they do more for society. It's disgusting. Mike Johnson, you're disgusting. And anyone who sucks up to Trump pulling you aside last night, to you Republicans, and saying, you better listen up and pass this bill. Because his whole thing is he's not in prison where he should be. He's caused treason. He's a 34-time felon rapist. He rapes women. He's a race. He's a rapist, a racist. Let me think of some more. He bankrupts all the time, and he uses his position in office to bully people, companies, and countries for money. For money. Like he just did to a law firm where they paid him up 40 mil. He was kicking them out of the White House not to work there anymore. So they paid him $40 million. You know what that means? That means that they would have to take every case and push a case through that Trump would win and get. Because right now, we have the Constitution where the Supreme Court and other judges and lawyers are going by the laws. And he wants to break them. He wants to break them because he wants to show Putin and Mr. Kim how favorable and how high and mighty and smart he is. He's got an IQ of 73. He grew up on a gold spoon. He never did a lick of work at all. He just told people what to do. He bullied people. He beat up people. He told other people, like the mafia do, that's called soldiers, to go out and kill people. He told other people to do those type of jobs. But deep down inside, his dad messed him up, and so did his mother. He's a weak, low self-esteem Moya. A Moya is a man child. He's in a suit. He never grew up past the age of 2. He learned by Roy Cohn. Even if you lose, you're a winner. That's why when Biden was trying to get into the White House in 2020, oh, here was Trump, big baby whining baby, like digging his heels in. He didn't want to leave. And it's so disgusting that he conned all the mega people that thought that, well, were codependent on him, that we don't have a politician. You basically had apprentice host, realtor that bombed out on all his real estate businesses by cheating. That's what you picked for president. And every election was rigged. His election and the 2024 one. And even Elon Musk and other people on video have stated it was rigged. And I pray to God before September that something goes down, that people impeach him for a third time and put him in prison. He's not immune to anything. God Almighty is above him. Dust to dust, we're all the same. Mike Johnson, you're a failure. You're a wimp. You're horrible. You're a lapdog to Trump. All you Republicans and some of you Democrats, all lapdogs. And those of you, and you know who you are in this last election, I said, I don't know who to vote for, so I'm not going to vote. Shame on you. You're disgusting. You could have helped Miss Harris win that presidential election, but you didn't want to get involved. So you have no right to say anything about America. Our country, when Bill Clinton was in office, the stock market was at 12,000 points. And I thought that was high at the time. Now, with Biden in office and all you mega bitch about the old man, and yeah, he had some problems there, but at least he kept the economy going. Jesus. 42,000 stock points on the stock market. 42,000. That's the highest I've ever seen all my life. And so Elon and Trump and maybe Putin rigged the 2024 election. And Harris knows she won. People know. I have relatives say it wasn't rigged, but I know that Elon Musk wanted Pennsylvania for Trump. He had his own plans. And look where we are now. He manipulated the stock market because he did that on purpose. God, can't you all see? Even Fox News are stupid. He was playing the stock market like bouncing a ball. And when he said, oh, get it when it's low, that was a key point for all his rich billionaires to hit that stock market. And one of them made 900 billion in one day. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene hit up on that. That's illegal. Inside gambling. Disgusting. You think anybody, the Supreme Court or anybody that he put wherever, is they all need to be in jail. If our country doesn't stick up to our Constitution and our rights, then we are just slaves. We are just slaves. We go back to civilizations way back at the beginning of time when humans were made just to be slaves. And every century, humans were upgraded to become better slaves until they could think for themselves and no, I don't want to do this anymore. And they fought for their independence. And now look where we are. It's disgusting. You should be happy. Hold on. You should be happy that there are people out there that are fighting for us. I mean, after I saw Mike Johnson, there were a bunch of Republicans that didn't want to push this bill, and so the pressure, Trump, like probably threatening them or their families or whatever behind closed doors. What do you think he was doing? And they caved in, except for two had balls not to. think, think about it. My mother would say, in 50 years, what will it matter? Because I know my seasons are short. I have in the last 5 years, I almost died 4 times. I already uh, died when I was 17, and I already had COVID for 45 days in 2019 to 2020. And I'll tell you what, as bad as that was, when I got to my third doctor after the ER and lung specialist and everybody, I told my doctor, I just want to die. I feel like I have an elephant on my chest and I want to put tubes in my lungs to suck out that tofu junk to get out of my lungs. Do you think after Medicaid, I'm on Medicare and Medicaid together because I am a senior, I'm retired, my Social Security is low because I took it at the age of 62 when two jobs that I worked 1 year after the other went under because the bosses were abusing their money they made and couldn't pay their rents. So I needed something to fall back on while I could work. But when I got deeply sick, no, I couldn't go to work. I don't know how people can. We each have a story with our health. We all have stories with our health. Not health. Everybody has a story. Everything is different. And I'll tell you what, look at this. My doctor, sorry, my doctor gave me medicine to try to sleep at night. I don't go to bed till 4:36 in the morning. But I'm waiting for my mammogram papers and I need to have a mammogram. I can't pay $1,000 out of my pocket for a mammogram if Trump changes things because I might have metastatic cancer right now with my right breast because I've been having pain for a month. So I see my doctor this month and we'll go from there. Um, you know, a month ago they found nodules. It's funny because I went to the ER, or I've been to the ER a lot, let's just say. I go get scans and all that, and 1 minute my lungs are clear except for the pulmonary fibrosis, which is tissue in your lungs that makes it's not in the whole lung, it's the bottom lung from radiation. But then 2 months later, they do a X-ray in the ER, and they spot a nodule in my right lung. And then she said, you have to go for a CAT scan. So I go for a CAT scan and an ultrasound. And what they found was two different types of nodules, one in both lungs. And they found that the pain in my left side under my left rib is a small hyaenal hernia. You know, I can go on with all my medical crap, you know, and sometimes I think those who have died and passed that I remember and think about, I'm glad they're not living in this time. But I worry about those who have children and babies right now. What's their future going to be like? America, what George Washington wanted with the Constitution and a two-term president, he wanted to make this country the best, and it was the best out of all the countries. All the countries looked up to us until Donald Trump came along, and they all turned their backs on us because of him. That's the reality. I don't know if you're doing edibles or shooting up or walking the streets of Philadelphia all messed up on fentanyl and you don't know what the hell's going on. But if you can't wake up, that word woke, I don't use that. I say wake up. Wake up and see what's going on. Trump can say all he wants, but in the long term, it's his actions. Actions speak louder than words. And those people said he said this and that, they're damn fools. Just what it is. And he doesn't know how to read. He couldn't even play a game of chess like in the Queen's Gambit or play a Russian master in chess in Russia. No, that man wouldn't know shit but only checkers. And he made fun of black children and their education. Yeah, all the education scores are low in Baltimore. I feel bad for those kids because they're suppressed. But I bet if he sat down to do any math with any of them, he would fail. But I do like when there was that hurricane that went over Puerto Rico, and he didn't even know Puerto Rico was part of America. And he's tossing paper towels to everybody. They had no electricity. Their whole island was flooded. And then he on the weather map, he uses his Sharpie that he likes to sign everything, and he changes the direction of a hurricane. Well, you know what? I'm going to get a map out, and it's going to be the Gulf of Mexico. I'm going to show a hurricane going across Florida over to West Palm Beach, and I put a circle around Mar-a-Lago, the second White House. It's ridiculous. On that note, I'll keep you updated. I'm not on here all the time. I'm not, I'm not like Adam Mockler, whose Midas touch young guys are more than half my age doing a great job, and Brian Tyler Cohen, if I pronounce his name right, all hitting it up during the day, keeping on top of the news. So, what's I? Have a good one, folks. But Mike Johnson, Trump, Marjorie, all you people, treason and illegal stuff against our Constitution. I wish George Washington and Abraham Lincoln were here. Yeah. Talk to you later.